Wednesday. The crew is here. We're ready to do some show and tell. We've been laughing and geeking out for a while, making fun of people my age, which are now senior citizens. Which no, but no, I just know that Bruce is older than me, so that we're good. I would go to Travis because he won't even tell us what he's going to show. He says it's special and he's been waiting a month. So I guess waiting 2 more minutes won't hurt him. Pat, could you highlight my camera, please?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to show something off because I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's the last time I'm going to see it probably because I believe it's sold. 76 grams with a beautiful inclusion.
Wow, amazing.
Wow,
on that. Really.
That is a big inclusion and
Very
kind of
nice.
an unusual color.
Yeah, it's like no other color in the stone.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, is that carbonaceous?
Looks it.
That looks CM2 carbonaceous-y.
Well, if it wasn't sold, it is now, folks. No.
Yeah, what a nice chunk of regolith.
Is carbonaceous-y a word?
It is now.
For us, it is.
Yeah.
So, Topper, what does the other side of that black inclusion look like? I'm virtually certain that's CM2-ish carbonaceous inclusion.
Yep.
That'd be super cool.
And a
Let's
nice
see if I can
big
zoom
one,
in
too.
a tiny bit.
That is.
Yeah.
Hold it super still.
You can see the little chondrules in there and some seeing eyes, and it's the right color and texture.
And
Wow.
it's not often on the other side you see it's that type shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
All right, so I've got something at least I think is pretty special to share that I've been excited about for quite some time. March was a pretty big month as far as meteorites go.
Oh, wow.
I've been able to assemble all 3 of the major falls.
Nice.
So we've got a little Koblenz micro there that's part of that main mass hammerstone.
In Germany.
We've got a little Wadsworth that was the meteorite of the month for April 2026. And then we've got a little piece of Houston, which was a hammerstone that Roberto found that I believe hit a church and fell down next to a air conditioner unit.
Wow,
And
that's great.
got them all
Awesome.
into one nice little display there.
Yes.
Because some of those, like the Germany one, there's not much of it out there yet.
No.
I don't think they found any more than just the hammerstone. A few pieces from around that area there. And we've got the Wadsworth right there. Which just came out spectacular. I like this picture.
Did you take that picture?
Nice.
I did
job.
take that picture. Yes,
Nice one, bud.
that's
Really
that's the
good.
picture of that the Wadsworth in the display case there.
Very good.
Now the question is, when you how did you photograph it? Because the one I have is you end up with little micros if you move it. It's so friable.
It is friable. I actually took the picture with it still sitting in the gem jar container that it came in.
That's how I did it.
Yeah. I figured that was about the only way to do it. I did kind of move it around and try and get some different angles, but this was the best that I was able to get, and I didn't want to move it around too much.
No.
And then I have shown this one off before. There's the little Houston right there.
Cool.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that's a nice shock vein going through that, and you can definitely tell it's a chondrite.
Oh, yeah.
Right through the middle. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome little feature there.
Yep.
Nice.
And it's thanks to Roberto and the hunters like him who go out in the field and then make these available for us to collect, especially something like the Germany one there where they're just there's nothing there to really have of that.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing, man. What a collection. March was a good month, huh?
March was a good month.
Roberto, how are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man.
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, Sue, I was talking to Sue earlier and she was like, "Oh, you should come." And today, I never know what day it is. So I was really grateful to be reminded that today was Wednesday, and that's so I figured.
You know,
I'd
they
make
have this brand new app on iPhones, and Samsung is getting into it, I think, called an alarm clock or reminder.
a calendar. It's
He
I mean,
says the same thing to me all the time.
literally, it's on my lock screen, but I
We love you anyway, man.
Yeah.
You got gloves on, so that means there's something important afoot.
Well, I was thinking about doing a little show and tell for you guys. Here we have
Oh,
Whoa.
D'Orbigny.
I can't believe you still have that piece in the upper left. That one is just amazing.
Wow. Oh, nice.
Do
The
you see
crystals grown into
Look
the
at
Do you see
that.
those? Do you
vesicles.
see those crystals?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is an Angrite.
It's like an Angrite from 1979. It was discovered in 1979 by a farmer as he was plowing his field. When he found it, he thought it was an ancient artifact, and he like kept it in his house for quite a bit. And then one day somebody was like, "Hey, you should get it tested," and they sent it out, and came back as an Angrite. And this was before, the NWA rush. Like, this is historic Angrite.
Yeah.
And it mostly belonged to Edwin Thompson, E.T.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Wow, another great example.
Yeah, ET went through some health things, and at one point he wasn't selling anymore. He had his personal collection piece, and that was it. He was going to keep that. And the last time I saw him sell it was at the 2020 Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. And I did not grab I grabbed a piece, but it was like 2 grams, and then
Yeah.
I eventually sold it and regretted it for a really long time. And recently ET messaged me and said, "Hey, I've got my collection piece that I'm thinking of letting go."
Wow.
And I jumped on it.
Yeah.
Also a little unusual for this to be sliced. When
Yeah.
it was studied, they fractured it into several pieces, and it looks very different fractured than sliced. So I'd be willing to bet there's not very many slices of this on the planet.
And look, those crystals in there are translucent. I don't know if you can see in there, but
Yeah.
there aren't a lot of thin sections of this material, and under thin section, this is probably one of the prettiest thin sections I've ever seen. So I ended up sending a few, like 2 grams, to Mike Kelly, and Mike Kelly is turning those 2 grams into like.
I mean, Roberto, if you really want to tote them up, I could show them here in about 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, anybody who would say no to that, anybody that would say no to that needs to log off right now.
Wait.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Nice.
these are D'Orbigny.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
That's
like
fantastic.
the structure is very. There's no round anything. It's harsh,
Yeah, it's all class or something,
Yep, and it's got nice twinning in there.
Yep.
Man, have you ever had a chance to work with D'Orbigny before?
No, so I met up with Roberto over at Broomfield a couple weekends ago. He had mentioned he got D'Orbigny, and we had talked right before that. And my D'Orbigny was nat crap, as I like to call it. I picked it up at the first or second New Jersey gem show I ever went to. So like within 1 year of collecting, I got a tiny little micro off of Sinclair, who had actually helped, I think, secure the main mass for a museum. So he had little bits left. So that was my original piece. Now I got this to work on.
Nice.
Phenomenal. Yeah, thin sections are expensive because of what they are and what goes into them. But when you start off with something, and Roberto, my information is age, so you're probably up to market value. If you're looking at something that's $400 to $500 a gram, something like that, and you're making a thin section out of that, knowing that whatever you put on there, you're gonna wear away like 80, 90% of it. Wow.
Whoa.
So,
And part of the beauty of the process that I'm using to do these are, Roberto, these were probably what, 1.5 millimeters, 2 millimeters thick?
Yeah, around there.
I was getting 3 or 4 slides out of each of those.
Jesus,
Holy
dude.
cow.
wow. The doctor.
That's
will see
amazing.
now.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's
Yeah.
beautiful, though, dude.
Yep.
Did you guys notice the subtle flex as he goes from one side to the other in full focus?
There was one slide that was actually interesting because, these things have a lot of gas bubbles in them. And I did an epoxy soak on there to kind of get it stable prior to cutting. But one of the pieces still wanted to degas something, even at the low temperatures that I go ahead and heat the epoxy at in order to get it to harden. So there's one slide where there's like this whole pile of bubbles in the epoxy next to the piece, where it degassed out of the piece and into the epoxy on the side of it.
Cool.
And I've messed around with melting Angrite dust before, and yeah, it's you could tell why it's bubbly when you do an experiment like that. I mean, that stuff never stops bubbling as you heat it up and get them molten.
Cool.
Next, we are going north. Ryan Thompson.
Way north.
Yeah, way north.
Way north. Let me show off some pictures. So this is NEA 132 provisional. So I've been working at this one. It's been in the University of Alberta for yeah. So this is a Eucrite. Chris Hurd is the classifying scientist on this, and I'm very fortunate that I get to go in and meet him and talk about all this the stuff that he finds in his microprobes. So this is the structure of it. What he's mentioned to me that is kind of intriguing, I think, to him is the amount of shock that's occurred in it. Here's the full individual, or one of the individuals. I have two. But yeah, it has a ton of small class, and he says that within the scans that he's done, he can see a ton of crystallization within the shock, so or recrystallization, I guess. So he says that it's experienced a number of, I guess, highly pressurized like shock events on it. So this is a piece of Vesta that's, it's about 1 kilo between the two stones. And yeah, I'm super happy to finally, hit the end of the classification process because, sometimes it takes a bit, but.
Yeah, because when we look at rocks from different people and submitters and just meteorites in general, we try to avoid the holes. And of course, all we're focusing tonight on is the D'Orbigny with his holes, yours with his. But when you look at the actual material, if you look past the holes, there's material. There's breccia.
Yeah, there is.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of the stones that were shown as potential meteorites they lack that breccia look from the outside. So that's kind of what we're looking to see. It's a really good capture there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
How are you,
fine.
man?
I'm doing good. And I did great because last week I showed a photo from the eBay sale of Canyon Diablo, 258 grams. And when I saw that number on the top, bells started going off because it's a number from the American Meteorite Laboratory. And it has an H because the guy Huss, who is Ninger's son-in-law, was at the time running it. And there it is.
Ooh.
It's
Nice
pretty,
photo.
isn't it? So what you're seeing is H stands for Huss, 37 for Huss means Canyon Diablo. However, for Nininger, 34 was Canyon Diablo. And then there's a dot, and then 832 is this is the 832nd, or that's the number of the specimen given to this particular one. And so it's actually a great system because it tells you what meteorite it is and what the number is. And that, if I'm going to ever do that, that's not a bad idea. What's not good is, putting numbers on your specimens. That's not really done today. But this ain't going anywhere. I'm going to keep that on there. And it's a real beautiful piece. It's not highly weathered. A lot of times it looks like there's scales coming off. It's a gorgeous piece, and it was, I'm sure, collected a long time ago. And
you're very fortunate that it's in great shape too, because any work that you do will destroy the numbering on it,
Yeah.
Hoping that all of our crew members are paying attention at this moment. I want to show you a very unique rock that I found myself in Tucson. I cut myself in Tucson, and I'm super proud of it because I did everything myself in Tucson with this one. Except I'm not Alison, so none of that stuff's true.
I was gonna say that looks a little familiar, but maybe you had one like mine.
This is the Alison oddball stone, and it's beautiful. Look at how you have the veining there, like in the G chondrites, like we've been seeing recently. And you have really nice chondrules in here.
Is that also a shock vein in the right-hand part?
I think so. It looks like a shock vein that pushed, or an impact event that pushed all the metal, liquefied it, and pushed it all together.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, this is a super badass stone. And yeah, I was really happy to get a slice of it. Wow, that's pretty cool. So, Alison, thank you very much. I look at this often and think of you fondly.
I'm glad. Thanks, Topher.
I don't know which one of these which half I'm showing, but they're basically a few grams off. I have both end cuts to this stone. This is NWA 16876. It's an L6 melt breccia, and I think is absolutely gorgeous. First, I'll show you the outside.
Ooh.
So this is an L6 melt breccia. L6s, you're not going to see very much chondrules to begin with. When you have a melt, those chondrules pretty much go away as well. But this one looks really super interesting on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of shock veins galore.
Yeah, I think those are melt veins rather than shock veins.
Melt veins?
But yeah, it's the L6. It's all L6 material, but it all got crammed together. And what we saw in the other sample, it liquefied the metal. Here it's liquefying the silicates and making these rivers of melt. Bingo, that we see here.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And it is just a really, really interesting. It's really hard to show it off on camera.
Yeah.
Look at those vesicles. Or actually, are they? No, those are metal. Wow.
I think you got some of each. There's at least one vesicle there, and other ones are little beads of metal.
Wow.
So, there's a continuum from narrow shock veins to thicker shock planes to impact shock melt like this. And it's the amount of impact or the pressure of impact, where here there's enough pressure and enough heat generated that it melts the host material.
I bought, thank you, Pat. I bought one of these, and immediately when I got it, I was like, yeah, I'll take the other half. It is just super, super interesting. Again, really doesn't show off that well, but when it's at the right angle, you can literally just tell it's a bunch of stuff melted together. And this one has, no, I wouldn't say I wouldn't call that remnant fusion crust, but
Kind of
yeah.
glassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get full shock melt like that, the outside of the rock, the melt part is tougher than the host rock, and so it tends to stick out, and it tends to have this characteristic putty greenish sort of color to it and a pretty
Yeah.
fine texture.
So this is one I always like busting out whenever I have a chance. You know what? If you made it this far in the video, I mean, why aren't you here? Like, I understand you may not be, you know, in the same time zone. It may not work for you, but we have a blast. This is what we do every single week. If you want to get lost with us every week, you can join us. Everyone's invited. You don't need to be anyone special. We just ask that if you're new, you probably stay on mute for the first couple times until we work you into the crew. But yeah, everyone's welcome to join. Thanks all for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good week, guys.